Good morning again. This is the super quickest one I'm ever going to do. I can't believe after all that stuff I said about Anna Reynolds, the Lord Mayor of Hobart, yesterday, and I looked up the fact that her father basically distributed this anti-English propaganda, which created this, I don't know, eventual conflict that led to The Voice and led to all this division and to no end. They have no end. They're like, what? Okay, we did things wrong. What is your solution? And the solution is like, we should mutilate all the children. Like with a cackle. And it's like, oh, fuck. All of that trouble, 2 generations of Reynolds, Tasmanian Reynolds, wasted on a fucking Ponzi scheme to do with fucking child mutilation. And just when you say it like that, it's 2 generations of Tasmanian Reynolds wasted on the promotion of what ended up to be nothing less than a global promotional campaign for child sterilization and mutilation. God. And see, this usually comes back to what I call the granddad effect. I've been helped by my Tasmanian granddad, you know what I mean, who also lived in Hobart for his entire life, as well as all his brothers and his father and his father's father, and I think his father's 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 father. I don't know. Lots of fucking whys in Hobart for a long time, not writing anti-British propaganda to culminate to a global promotional campaign for child sterilization and mutilation. So I believe that there is a discussion going on between my granddad and your granddad, Anna Reynolds, and your granddad on the day after I share a year before. It's the trajectory of the time travel that will get you confused. So if I was Dr. fucking Emmett Brown, I'd be like, approximately last year in this exact time, I was sitting in my mum's living room here in Gin Gin, and I was speaking about the importance of silver dollars, projecting that into the future of the American colonies, only to just wind up at the exact same place, talking to Anna Reynolds, discovering facts about her grandfather, who indeed wrote an entire article, which I'm about to share on my Facebook page, about the importance of a unified British currency in Tasmania. Couldn't agree more, love. Couldn't agree more. So you'll see how I can't help it if your grandfather has left, relics in the metaverse, in the interweb, and now I've lost my pen again. I lost the pen lid. I've got to find it. Oh, and I'm sweating, and I've got a corset on, and this is the problem. I understand why women in Australia are so pissed off, because I've got not a lot of clothes on. I've got a corset on. I had to put moisturizer on and makeup, and I'm sweating, and you can't rub your face because it rubs all the fucking makeup off. And my hair goes like, as soon as there's a bit of moisture or heat, it just goes boom like this. It looks stupid. It doesn't stay long and beautiful, and because I went in the pool, and the chlorine ruined my hair, and I just can't. So there, all sins are forgiven under the circumstances that we were a incredibly puritanical Protestant culture that relocated to a completely different climate, and all of our cultural artifacts, relied on the maintenance of our selves to be clothed in elaborate garbs, which just doesn't work. It's literally down to fashion. Madonna had it right. You know what I mean? A couple of times now, Madonna has had it right. It had to do with fashion. And then we get stuck with the thing of like, because we are not culturally adapted to be lessly clothed, limitedly, at a lower level of clothing, our societal structural things, and this is why we did things like you had to bathe, clothe, and there was public nudity, all this shit. Whereas the Aboriginal people here were just naked. Okay, We've got to find places where we can come together. Okay? They knew how to be naked. We don't. And apparently, as well, according to John Reynolds, circa 19, let's have a look. Circa 19, at John Reynolds, who is Anna Reynolds, the Lord Mayor, the former Lord Mayor of Hobart, grandfather in 1925. So this is just before the war. Where am I? Oh, I'm sweating a lot. It is very hot over here in Western Australia. You don't know how lucky you have it there, and you can stay clothed. I still can't find that pen lid. I'm going to have to send out an expedition. I might gather up some native people to go and look for my pen lid for me. You know what I mean? And then, I don't know, do other horrific things. Not kidding. I'm kidding. They're growing, aren't they? They're getting, oh, look at them. Oof. Ooh. Yeah, that's inexplicable. It's inexplicable, isn't it? Seems like Western, Caucasian, European, British people might have some type of fucking ancestral, thing going on where we're I don't have to throw, everything out though, do I, Anna? Including our, our avoidance of resorting to things like sterilisation and child mutilation to satisfy. I don't even know what you're satisfying, to be honest. But one thing I can guarantee is there were no buildings in Hobart, and all the buildings you're in were not built by Aboriginals. Well, some of them kind of were helped to be built by Aboriginals, but the Aboriginals couldn't have built them themselves. And I don't see a lot of people in Tasmania not wearing clothes. I don't even know if they wore clothes. They wore clothes made out of possum skins. That means how many possums had... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to get into that. But basically, when our global monetary system is overtaken by this digital false economy that is basically like socialized communistic hell, okay? And it's like, what are they going to do with it? They're going to mutilate and sterilize your children because they're colonizing you with digital make-believe money, which in a way, right, even the Spanish dollars and the Portuguese dollars and all these things is like, you could say that was like fake money. The paper money was like fake money in a conflicted fucking far-off colony like Tasmania. That's exactly what John Reynolds circa 1925 was writing about. And I think he went all the way back. He was talking about the early history of this and how this goes on. And now we've got this going on again with these cryptocurrencies. We've got a gold and silver market. We've got the traditional digital, which is basically a ridiculous debt system, tied into all these mortgages, which is all, falsely presenting you all the idea of ownership in Tasmania, despite the fact that clearly you do not own, and the majority of your constituency do not actually own Tasmania. Do you see what I'm... It's like basically what I'm saying is if I'm a tenant and I have 100 fucking properties and I find out that there is a fucking property where some witch fucking pagan fucking whatever idolaters are fucking mutilating and sterilizing children, I'm going to fucking evict the fuck out of them. I don't care how many fucking rainbow flags they've got. Especially if I find out that their grandfather is, has prepared 100, literally to the day, 100 fucking years before to do it in a place where your grandfather and my grandfather more than likely were known to each other. Isn't that what, like, where is your father now? Where is Henry Reynolds to describe this? What is his vision for what we are as a people, as British people, compared to the fucking utopian, noble fucking savages of Tasmania? What are we? Hideous fucking conquering barbarians. Is that what we are? I don't think so. I don't fucking look like that. I look a lot like you. Especially the big fucking. No, I'm not going to. See, I could make a little derogatory statement about your appearance, which is what you're doing to young children when you're saying you act and move like a girl, you should be one. Your breasts are a fucking patriarchal fucking image of the fucking enslavement to the fucking mother paradigm. You should cut your tits off. What the fuck is wrong with you? I suggest, since you have a penchant for fucking removing statues and monuments, I suggest you go and find the monument to your grandfather. You go sit down, you bow down on your knees, and you ask him for forgiveness and guidance to your current fucking situation. Wait a second. And don't look at my bum as I leave. Because you're, and don't look at my legs either, God damn it. Ugh. Because you're so image obsessed, clearly, and sexually obsessed. Here, I've arrived as a traditional owner of Tasmania in my didgeridoo in hand, and I've instructed you to stop sterilising and fucking mutilating all the children. And I suggest that you go and visit your grandfather's grave. I'm going to say it once again, just in case you didn't fucking hear me. And you go and ask for forgiveness, and that you ask for guidance as to your current horrific situation that you have got yourself in. Sorry, I just got carried away there with all the ancestral guidance and spirits and all the native, all the energy rising up from my base chakra to tell this stupid fucking cunt that she's in the wrong fucking place doing the wrong thing and everybody knows about it. And more than likely it's because she was picked on at school, okay? She was probably picked on at school. They probably sung songs like Anna, 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 I don't know what they sung, but I don't know, something. Something like that. Why does anyone do anything? I don't know. Right? But common sense cannot be forgotten in these situations. Common sense is existent in all of our colonies, all of our regions, all of our, everything, really. And if we're too obsessed with the fucking image of what things are, okay, this is all you're doing. This is all your father has done. He's just gone, they're black, naked, and fucking whatever. We're clothed, We have, like, it's you're looking through your own lens. How much, and it's like, even the thing, it's like, what? I spoke to fucking Marbo, who was the groundskeeper. Did you help him with the grounds work? Were you standing alongside him doing the grounds work, the groundskeeping of whatever fucking Monash University or whatever the fuck it was? Or were you trying to break free of Daddy's shadow, Henry? The great John Reynolds, who wrote the fucking... the book on Edmund Barton, our first Prime Minister. Raised on sprawling orchard on the Derwent River. In paradise, basically. I starting to make sense? Can I get my fucking honorary degree yet? What am I going to get my honorary degree in? I don't know. Colonial fucking mastery or indigenous fucking communications or fuck knows. Fuck all of you. Fucking bullshit. 2 years ago, this entire country was divided because there was a voice to Parliament, which is basically masterminded by the Lord Mayor's fucking father in some type of retaliatory fucking, hippie fucking generation, summer of love fucking peace parade. But it turns out being the most fucking colonial fucking atrocious socialist communist fucking behavior you could ever be. The solution is like we don't discover other cultures by attacking our own culture. We discover other cultures by elevating and holding to the true pinnacle our culture, and then seeing that within theirs, so that we speak as fucking equals. No one wants to be spoken down to, and this is the whole thing. And this illusion, this fucking absolutely bullshit fucking hippie nonsense has fucking spread around the fucking world, and look what it has done. The Aboriginal people have never been worse off. Not just now are they being forced to do labour and imprisoned, and their incarceration rate's way higher and all these things. It's like, but no, now they're introduced to horrific fucking mind-altering fucking chemicals and diagnosis to go with those chemicals, to somehow impose a fucking illness onto people that are having their land stolen. And this effect, this fucking Henry Reynolds effect, it wasn't just on to the Aboriginal people. It was on to every single fucking person that wasn't in their select little fucking group. Perhaps fucking sitting on lawn chairs in their select sprawling orchard on the fucking banks of the fucking Derwent, watching their fucking relatives sail by on wooden ships and wondering how much fucking better it would be if they were actually just freezing cold and eating fucking goannas in the bush. Well, I can't wait. I've forgotten the lady's name, but the lady's name, the representative of Tasmania, on that fucking show where she survived in the wall and she made a fucking jacket out of possums. She's an amazing woman. Beautiful, amazing Tasmanian woman. And I cannot wait to see her bring both John Reynolds and Anna Reynolds' fucking vision into reality by making them fucking go out into the fucking Tasmanian wilderness this winter and to survive for the entire winter. She's going to set them up with a couple of things, a lot more than the convicts had, a lot more than the escapee Aboriginals had, a lot more than the traditional Aboriginals had. They're going to be given, some advice, but they will finally be able to achieve their vision of living as the traditional people of Tasmania lived, far away from the confinement of those glorious fucking architecturally wonderful buildings in Hobart, kept warm by only the glorious fucking warming glow that Rainbow Pride flag will send to the entire fucking Fern Gully fucking ecosystem around her, to call up the majestic fucking spirit creatures and to adopt her into the Tasmanian wilderness. And the gay and lesbian fucking leprechauns and unicorns, fairies and fucking, fairies and butterflies will lead this young Tasmanian Pocahontas to her promised land, which will probably mean she'll slip on a rock and fucking starve and freeze to death with a broken ankle 10 minutes out of Hobart. And I think that moment, that panning out shot, the drone shot as it flies back in some type of fucking Hunger Games, Royal British Empire fucking revelation of Anna Reynolds' starving fucking skeleton corpse, an hour out of fucking, or 20 minutes out of Hobart, twisted leg all fucking jangled up on a fucking slippery bit of moss-covered rock, zooming out, revealing the beautiful Derwent with a fucking exact replica of Lord Admiral fucking Horatio Nelson's Victory in full sail, making its way up the Derwent to finally arrive like a ghost ship from back in time to the port that my ancestors have worked tirelessly to create for the last 182 years. Alrighty. I might just, sometimes I was like, what do I do? What do I do now? Fuck. I thought I might put that there. Okay. My daughter, my only daughter, I lovingly refer to her as Duck because her name is Charlie, hence Charlie Chuck, and then Chuck Ducky, my little ducky. And this is a message to her whenever she actually eventually gets around to reading this, a little bit like John Reynolds left this article that I'm going to share. You know, if it really does get down to her children or her grandchildren or her whatever, getting to this point and saying, I left this here for you, darling, so that you don't end up, you know, masterminding and front running a political fucking campaign of child sterilization and mutilation in our ancestral homeland. Because I think that, I believe truly, I can swear on the didgeridoo, I can swear on the fucking this pyramid here, and I can swear on the Bible if I had it, but I carry it here and to God Almighty, I can swear that is definitely a terrible thing to do. Okay, so now I hope that, you know, yes, 100 years has passed since John Reynolds wrote about the importance of a united currency in Tasmania, and all he had access to was perhaps a pen and a piece of paper, maybe even a quill and ink. I'm not sure. Maybe a typewriter, but I don't even think typewriters existed 100 years ago. But I'll have to check. But I'd say right now that I'm putting down this firm fucking thing. You know what I mean? All the effort that's gone to do this, to really put it down through that line that is a little bit scourged with the Irish condition, to make sure that, you know, in a beautiful way, in a respectful way of all traditions, of all customs, of all ethnicities, of all, you know, geographical, assimilatory island fucking political fucking nonsense, that everyone is clear that I did absolutely every single thing possible to me at every single point to make sure that something like this never, ever, 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 ever happens again in any of the fucking regions that I oversee or my family oversees. And I guess I apologize for my father's wandering away, but I also thank him, because without his wandering away, I wouldn't have been instilled with the ideals and the global vision, the larger vision, the external, you know, the rough Wild West thing, the Asian experience from his time in Singapore, Malaysia, and Christmas Island, and the, you know, the last century's fucking age of wonder, in a critical sense, I suppose. So yeah, this little walk down memory lane is now here for any of my ancestors to watch and laugh at their strange old ancestor dressed funny, which that's always the case. Go and look at your ancestors. I bet you they're dressed funny. The funny thing is like, oh, you still dressed like it's 2020 fucking, 2001. That's a bit odd. You still dressed like it's 2001. Get with the times. Holy moly. Look at that. Same as it's ever been. Same as it's ever been.